Welcome to the #1 spot health and wellness practitioners go to double their current income and turn their 10-hour work day into a 10-hour work week. Join us as we dive into the tips, tools, and tech you need to create a life and practice on your own terms. More freedom, flexibility, fulfillment, and of course, funds. It's time to build your online practice. And I'm your host, Michelle Rogers, also known as the Wealthy Woman. Be sure to subscribe for your weekly dose of education, inspiration, and action. Let's get started. All right, so today we are diving into why stepping away from the traditional insurance model can not only redefine the value you're providing to your clients and patients, but also revolutionize your practice. Because I know myself, after working in the insurance model for 4 years as a primary care provider, I was far from fulfilled. Right? Like between medical necessity, coding, charting, negotiating rates, like no thanks. Like I actually remember one time this woman like basically battled with the insurance company telling them that I never gave her an acupuncture treatment, actually multiple acupuncture treatments, even though I did. And she won. And I had to give back hundreds of dollars for my time and energy. And anyways, it was a total mess. I just remember that being a turning point for me and realizing that the insurance companies just do not take care of their practitioners, right? Like they do not have our best interest at heart, nor our clients or patients. So let's explore how a cash-based model could actually be the key to unlocking a more personalized, impactful approach to wellness, not just for you, but also for the people that you serve. So I'm going to be giving you some guidelines on how to actually educate and speak with your current people if and when you're ready to make the transition yourself, along with an actual email template that you can customize and use for yourself. So I'll let you know how to grab that towards the end. Now, let's get some backstory first. Health insurance has been a cornerstone of the American healthcare system for decades. I mean, it started back in the 1920s with Blue Cross and Blue Shield, right? But what are people really paying for? You know, on average, Americans spend thousands annually on premiums, not to mention deductibles that have to be met before the insurance actually even kicks in, right? We're talking an average of about $525 per month for a 40-year-old, right, without any pre-existing conditions. That's $6,300 per year just for the premium, right? Then we have deductibles averaging at about $5,000, again, before any benefit kicks in, right? And the copays, the co-insurance, all of that adds up one visit at a time, right? So if you're here adding this up in your mind with me, we have already passed the 10K mark without any actual health optimization, right? So why do people pay so much for so little? Why are they willing to fork out 5 figures literally for nothing? I mean, even with this very significant investment, the actual coverage can be surprisingly limited. If you've ever been in the insurance model paradigm, whatever yourself, you are probably familiar, whether from direct personal experience or an experience with a family member or a friend. So as you likely know, insurance often dictates care based on cost, not on what's best for the person, right? It's a system that prioritizes broad coverage policies over individualized health needs, right? And then if we look at what diseases or conditions for which health insurance is most frequently used. We just have to refer to the most common and costly health issues in the United States, right? So conditions which are often chronic and require ongoing management. The key word here, right? Management, because that's how the money is made, right? Money is not made for curing. Money's not made from reversing diagnoses, right? But the top conditions being often, chronic means that they're more often than not completely preventable, right? A lot of us in the functional space, holistic space, naturopathic space, chiro space, acupuncture space, like a lot of us who are already practicing a really holistic, comprehensive approach to health and wellness, we know that the majority of these conditions are completely preventable, if not reversible, okay? So this is where we come in. I'm talking heart disease, I'm talking cancer, diabetes, chronic respiratory diseases, mental health disorders, musculoskeletal disorders, Alzheimer's disease, and other dementias, right? Hypertension, kidney diseases, obesity, and related conditions. It's with these conditions that holistic and functional approaches thrive, right? Like we crush it in these areas. Like we know what we're doing, right? So let's talk about us as practitioners. Do you ever wonder why we get paid what we do or what we don't by the insurance companies? It's all about negotiated rates, which often doesn't reflect the true value of our services or the time we dedicate to our patients, right? And with insurance companies dictating what treatments and approaches are approved, we are squeezed into this one size fits all approach, right? Hello, standardized care. Okay, so this third-party control means that we're often, very often, unable to provide the personalized care that we know our patients need. This is that feeling that a lot of us end up having of our hands tied behind our backs. Like we know what we want to, should do, like all the things, like how we want to work with our clients and patients, especially when we have that more comprehensive approach and the skills and the modalities. It's like we're just sitting there, like not being able to actually move forward and actually help facilitate transformation with the people that we're serving. And it's not just about the modalities and the treatments. Okay, it's about being forced into a mold that doesn't fit the diverse needs of those that we serve, right? This right here. This is why I got fed up with the naturopathic community. A lot of what I saw, especially when I was leaving school back in 2012, was the naturopathic community wanting to conform to fit the insurance paradigm. And it's a completely different system. It's not something that our profession was made to fit into. It's not something I wanted to be a part of. And a lot of the old school naturopaths didn't want to be a part of, right? So why do so many of us cling to the idea that health insurance is a must-have? Right. And I'm talking about practitioners and patients here. And unfortunately, it's a mindset that's deeply ingrained by society and by history. It's like, it's groupthink, really. It's a lack of critical thinking skills, right? So does insurance provide a safety net? To some degree, yes. And to be totally honest, I do have an international catastrophic plan for emergency situations, right? Conventional medicine is awesome when it comes to emergencies, urgencies, things of that nature, accidents, right? But I sure as heck do not need or want to be enmeshed in the broken sick care management system, right? And most likely, neither do you or your clients. They just don't realize that there are other options available to them. And in my opinion, health insurance also caters to victim mentality, okay, where people are unknowingly or unconsciously giving up control over their health decisions to these like faceless entities, right? I know that might sound all weird and doom and gloomy, but think about it. Do these companies, like I said, have your best interest at heart? Do they have your patients' best interest at heart? Like, no, 100% no, right? So here's the empowering part though. We can start planting seeds and help shift the mindset. right? By choosing not to participate with insurance companies. We're not abandoning our patients when we choose to do this. Instead, we're inviting them into a partnership where decisions are made together based on what's truly best for their health, not what's dictated by some third-party corporation. Insurance, right? Now, before we dive into strategies for transitioning to a cash-based model, let's address a common concern among practitioners, and that's the hesitation to charge what their services are truly worth, right? Because a lot of times practitioners, when they step away from the insurance paradigm, and I did this as well, we enter the fee-for-service model. Right? So we kind of go from this one thing that's not working to another thing that's not working. When you start charging, $100, $150, $200, $250, $300 per hour of your time, and you're literally just exchanging time for money, that also does not work. Okay. That might be another episode. Let me know if you want that to be its own episode. But I do hear many of you questioning whether patients, or soon to be clients, hopefully, will see the value in high ticket offerings ranging anywhere from 5 to 15K. And believe me, like I was there. I was totally there being like, there's no way anybody's going to pay that or invest that in me or invest into a health and wellness program. They just don't see the value, right? But here's the perspective shift. Consider how much individuals are already paying for health insurance annually. We already talked about this, right? Often without seeing any real return on their investment, right? Not getting any actual care. Not getting anything in exchange for that investment. They're already paying over 10K every single year for absolutely nothing. The truth is, most people are shelling out thousands for premiums, deductibles, copays, coinsurance, only to face restrictions on their care, denied treatments, and impersonal service, right? And let's not even talk about functional labs. Those are not included. Okay. So, and preventive care, no, it doesn't exist, right? Now, imagine if they were to reallocate that investment directly into comprehensive personalized care. But here's where the challenge lies for us as practitioners. When we doubt our ability to offer and deliver high value programs or services or packages, we're usually tempted to backpedal, creating lower and lower and lower tiered offerings in an attempt to make our services more, quote, accessible, or so we think. And I see you, I get it. You want to be accessible, right? You want to help more people. And while this is very well intentioned, I totally get why you would consider this and want to do this. This approach can inadvertently dilute the quality of care we provide and dissolve any of the results that we could achieve with our clients. It literally becomes a lose-lose situation. Because when we lower our prices in the hopes of attracting more clients, we're not just undervaluing our services, but we're also limiting our ability to deliver transformative results, not to mention attracting people we probably don't want to be working with, right? The thing is, there is a better way, a much better way that people who get it, who understand the thing, they understand it, they get it, they value. High ticket offers aren't just about charging more and raising your rates and raising your rates and raising your rate. No, right? It's about committing to a deeper level of engagement with our clients, investing in their health outcomes in a way that truly reflects the value of our expertise, our time, our dedication, right? On top of that, it's much easier to enroll 5 to 10 people, dream clients even, into a higher ticket, high value program than it is to get, 50 to 100 people to enroll in a lower cost group program or something like that, at least in the beginning, right? When your client base or audience is on the smaller end, right? If you're just kind of stepping out into the online space and your audience is small, maybe below 500 people or less, It's so much easier to enroll your high ticket programs, right? You want to enroll people into your high ticket, high value programs so you can build up your reputation. And as your audience grows, as you start really dialing in this process with your high ticket comprehensive offer, then you can expand into possibly offering, lower tiered offers, group programs, masterminds, one-off, courses, things like that. So how do we shift this overall insurance mindset? It starts with recognizing the immense value that you bring to the people you serve, right? We need to remember that what we offer is literally invaluable, right? We're not just talking about life transforming, results. We're talking about life giving results in many, many, many situations, right? And for those who are ready to invest in their health, the price becomes a reflection of their commitment to change, not a barrier. Let me say that again. For people who are ready to invest in their health, the price becomes a reflection of their commitment to change, not a barrier, right? So how do we communicate this seemingly monumental shift to the people that we're serving? Ideally, the people that we love serving, not the red flag clients or patients, not the people who cause, us to have heart palpitations and anxiety and sweats and wake us up in the middle of the night. Like, not those people, but the people that we really love working with, our dream clients. It all starts with education. We need to talk about and share the benefits of a cash-based model, right? Transparency in pricing, the freedom to tailor services, right? A closer, client practitioner relationship, truly customized care, right? Like the utmost personalization. But, what about the fear that our patients won't understand or see the value? Right? This is where success stories make all the difference, right? Your testimonials, like what is possible. And perhaps if you're just starting out, maybe you don't have a whole lot of testimonials or success stories or screenshots of, success that you can share, of wins that you can share. You can share your own story, right? Pretty much every practitioner I know has their own healing journey, their own story, me included, right? So you can share examples of how this type of model has led to better health outcomes, more satisfaction, and ultimately a more sustainable practice, right? Paint the picture of how the insurance paradigm has actually limited their care, right? How they've currently been treated, and how you would actually like to approach their care from a more comprehensive angle without worrying about things like medical necessity, right? Or other standards that aren't based on optimal health. Stepping away from the traditional insurance paradigm is a bold move, like, I'm not gonna lie, but it's one that can lead to a much more fulfilling practice for both you and your clients or patients. So if you're thinking about making this transition, remember, you're not just changing how you're paid, you're changing lives by providing a level of care that goes beyond the constraints of insurance. It's a path to true health and wellness for you and your patients, right? So all that being said, I put together an email template for you that you can use and customize with your own language to help make the transition that much easier. You can use this template as part of a series that announces the transition or however you see fit. Just click the link in the description of this episode and you can download it directly. So all that being said, if you found this valuable, if you had a specific aha moment, please leave a review. Let me know what the takeaway was from this episode. Otherwise, I will check in with you next time. All right, that's a wrap for today. If you want the exact breakdown of how I help practitioners go from their first 5K to consistent 50K months with just 2 offers, 10 hours per week and an audience of less than 500 people, be sure to click the link in the podcast description or head to wealthywoman.co/breakdown. To make sure you don't miss an episode, be sure to subscribe. And for daily online practice insights, follow me on Instagram at wealthywoman.co. Let's create your life of wealth full of abundance, purpose, health, wealth, and joy.